Hi, this is Stacia, and today we're going to look at a training game that I just played on chess.com. So, I actually have set a goal for myself. I'm going to be striving really hard to get to 1700 on chess.com. So, this game is the first of, I hope, many that will be in an attempt to do that. Basically, I feel I'm a stronger chess player than I was 2 years ago, but that doesn't mean much unless I can prove it. So that's what I'm going to try to do, is get my highest chess.com rating ever by quite a lot. I think I've had 1640 with my d4 openings, but now we're going to surpass that with my e4. Okay, anyway, sorry about the digression. Let's get going. Okay, so in this game, my opponent played e4. I played e5. He went knight f3, attacking the pawn. I went knight c6. And he played bishop to b5. So we have a Roy Lopez. I like Morphy's defense these days. a6. Bishop falls back. Knight f6. Castles. And this is all mainline. And now you play bishop e7. And so the general rule here is that as long as white does not defend their e-pawn, we don't have to defend our e-pawn, because this is a threat. But after knight takes, I mean, we have knight takes too, so it's okay. But after rook e1, now this pawn is defended, so I have to stop them from taking my knight. So b5, the bishop drops back, and now we castle. Okay, and so I've just learned this opening in the last few months, and I have the Chessable repertoire by Grandmaster GM Gustaffson on the martial attack. So that's what I was hoping for in this position. But I need white to cooperate and play the move c3. And so look what my opponent played. Okay, so c3 is on the board, and that means I'm probably going to get a marshal. So here you can play the move d5. And yeah, it looks a little crazy because when white captures here, it opens up an extra attack on the e-pawn, which is only defended once. So it doesn't look correct at first glance, but this is actually the martial attack, and it's a gambit. So we're going to allow this capture. We will take once with the knight, and then they're going to go ahead and win that pawn. So takes, takes, takes. Okay. And this is pretty much the starting position of the martial attack. Now, there are many ways that white can refuse to go into this and do, well, they're called anti-martials. And the martial attack is so feared at the top level that they actually play the anti-martials and don't go into this, which is pretty interesting. But okay, I'm a club player. I'm going to be seeing the martial. So here's the idea. First, we have to defend the knight. It's kind of sad that we have to play this move. I mean, it's not exactly threatening. But you have to guard the knight. It's attacked twice. All right, and white play d4. Now, d3 is a more clever move. And, well, I guess I won't go into that now. But, let's see. Now I played the typical martial move. Bishop to d6. This attacks the rook. And it x-rays h2, so that when he steps away with rook e1, I now have queen h4, threatening checkmate. So is that checkmate? I guess it's not, but I mean, why would you allow this? So he played g3, queen h3. Yeah, and now this bizarre decision. Okay, so this is where the game started for me. It was all theory until this point. Usually white does not take the knight on d5, and I'm not sure why he decided to do so. Let's see if I can look at the opening book. Okay. Wow. It is a move. Wow, it's the strongest move. It scores the best for white. I'm kind of surprised by this. I was not aware of this move. But Jan Gustaffson says that you really don't have to ever fear this. Because, well, okay, he didn't say this, but that makes my light square bishop a lot better. I've got both bishops, but especially this one. Because look at these light squares. So that's one reason I don't mind this capture. The other reason is I think that even though it's 4 versus 3 over here on the queen side, it's really hard to break through this pawn structure. So this specific structure, I think, is just fine for black. And I'm saying that based on Jan Gustafsson's comments. So, okay, and now he played queen f3, which is the main move. Now this does attack the pawn, but I don't think that, Black's main move is bishop f5. Interesting. Bishop f5, I'm not sure if I understand that move. So that will be a good one to look at. I played the move rook a7, which probably isn't good. But maybe it is. I guess no one really plays this move. I'll tell you why I played it though. I was thinking queen takes pawn, bishop b7, game over. That would be pretty good. So I was kind of defending the pawn with this move. Plus I thought, you know, I can double. So, okay, I'm going to put on the engine for a minute. So the engine does like bishop f5 and okay, if bishop f5 and he takes the pawn, then what? Because this also comes with tempo against the bishop. It says, don't worry about it because rook f to e8. Oh yeah. I mean, so rook f to e8 takes advantage of the fact that white's not really ready for all this action. You know, I mean, they can't take because, you know, that will be checkmate, so you don't want to do that. So, and if they try to trade, it doesn't really help because it just brings my rook in. This is still going to be checkmate. And now it's even harder to stop. I guess bishop here would be a move. Bishop d2, I was thinking. Computer says white's just winning now. Oh, we have this, don't we? Same kind of idea. Use those light squares. So, okay, very interesting. So I learned something new already. Bishop f5 can be played because of the threat of rook f to e8 and bishop e4. Okay, so that's good to know. But I played rook a7. Let's see what the computer says. Doesn't like it. It says white should play bishop to f4. Bishop to f4 and stand better. Or knight to d2 and stand better. Yeah, I guess if here I have to take it, it says. Yeah, and I can see why white's better. It looks a little harder to play. Okay. So I think rook a7 is actually a pretty bad mistake. Yeah, it is. Okay. But my opponent, he didn't play bishop f4. He played bishop to e3. Now, this is a natural move. I understand why he played this move. I mean, it's just kind of solid. You're up a pawn, so you can play a solid move, maybe. And he wants to get the knight out without blocking the bishop. Okay, that's pretty natural. Maybe come like this, or I don't know. Something like that would be a natural plan. But now I played rook to e7 because now the bishop is pinned. Not sure how much that matters, but it felt correct, so I did it. Okay, and knight to d2. And now I can double. And I felt like, okay, this is pressure. The bishop is pinned, and how to proceed from here? Well, here my opponent played knight to b3. Yeah, and I think he saw my idea. So he saw that, you know, if he goes here, I go bishop to b7 and I win the game. So he can't play that. So his idea with knight b3 was to come to this square and defend that threat. So then he'll take the pawn. Okay, it seems reasonable. He is almost fully developed. But this bishop is still pinned. Notice that I've got two attackers coming down the e-file. So, all right. So I played this move, h5. I'm trying to learn to throw my rook pawns. I never used to do this. And, but this I felt might be strong because h4, the thing about h4 is he cannot take it. Because if he does, I take the queen or I play, check, and both seem bad. So I thought h4 was a real threat. The other thing I thought was funny is like I could even play something like g5 maybe, because if the bishop took g5 I would take here and then check takes checkmate. So I think h5 is an interesting move. And let's see, computer says it's the best move. All right. So I'm learning chess a little bit sometimes. All right, so h5. He proceeded with his plan, knight to a5. And now I proceeded with my plan, h4. Okay. Now I feel I have some threats. My feeling with h4, because h4 is kind of hard to play. Because if you're playing h4, you're saying, go ahead and take this pawn. I don't care. Or you're saying, go ahead and bring the knight in. I don't care. You know? Although here, I would probably go rook to e6, I was thinking. Computer likes rook to e4. Also good. Yeah, I like both. So I'm basically saying he can win a pawn if he wants. So my opponent did do that in the game. And then now he's saying, okay, I want a pawn. I'm going to take your bishop too. And I said, okay, go ahead and do that. And let's see how that goes for you. H takes g3. And now we're going to find out if I'm calculating better than I used to. And this is why you should study art of the checkmate, because I was seeing some checkmating patterns. And that's why I played this move. I'm like, if he takes my bishop, I have check. And then I really, really want to play queen takes f7 checkmate. That would be so nice. But there's a bishop guarding it. But hello, I have a rook attacking that. So I kind of felt like, you know, if I take the bishop, if I play rook takes bishop, it's probably going to be checkmate. And he did take the bishop. And now I went ahead with my plan. I played check, king over, and rook takes bishop. Now, what can black do here? I'm not really sure. I kind of thought maybe queen takes g3 is the best move. Queen takes g3. Because if this move... It's interesting, isn't it? I guess the problem with this move is that I still have queen h1 check. Notice if I take the queen, he takes here. I don't know if that's good or bad, honestly, but that's also a fork, and I don't know. It feels wrong. But if queen check. This king cannot move, so I'm guessing queen g1. Then at the very least, wait a minute. I was going to say at the very least we have this. You know, and after takes, the king steps away and we check. But better than that is, you know, we still have that light square bishop, and this light square bishop is just so good. Of course, he would end the game. Bishop h3, checkmate. So, okay, that's all pretty interesting. Yeah, so in the actual game, this is what happened. He went queen takes bishop, check. Now, if I take with a pawn, it's a huge mistake, by the way, because queen takes pawn, and I'm probably lost now. Yeah, computer agrees. I am lost. But luckily, I did see this. And this is more natural anyway. Takes. And my opponent responded with the move rook takes. I mean, I guess, what else are you going to do? Nothing really works. But this leaves this undefended. So, queen, checkmate. All right. So I guess that's how you checkmate someone in 25 moves with the martial attack. 24 moves. But I'm not happy to end the analysis here. I think this is important for you guys too. If you want to improve at chess, you want to learn something about chess, let's look at the best defenses black or white had. It's important to see those. Maybe I'll need to use one of these defensive ideas, or maybe I'll lose to one of these defensive ideas. So, okay. So what should have white done? We're going to ask that question. After h5, the computer gives the move knight c5. So the same idea, just a better square, I guess. And perhaps the knight can come to the defense at some point. So yeah, I think knight c5 is a better choice. Yeah, this move is a mistake, knight to a5, because of h4. So when h4 was on the horizon, the other move the computer gives is bishop to d2, which I like. Wow. I like this move a lot. Bishop to d2. The idea is that the bishop was pinned. I didn't see this during the game. The bishop is unpinning and defending the rook at the same time. And trades are going to be good for white. So it says here I should play rook to e4. I'm not sure if I would come up with that move on my own. What would I play? I would not want to trade, tell you that. I would probably play bishop. I don't know what to do. This probably isn't good. Yeah, it's not good. They just take the pawn and laugh because I really don't have anything. Wants to play bishop to e2. Wow. I guess you can do that with all the power. It's preventing trades. Oh, look at that idea, you guys. Nice attacking idea. White's threatening to trade, so we stop it. That's pretty cool. I actually like that move a lot. But then they can play this. Bishop to e3. Interference. And now we have to play bishop to d3. I guess maybe the bishop's good here. I don't know, but okay, we're learning some interesting stuff. Okay, so after h5, let's continue with the game now. h4. Now, white took the pawn, which is greedy. It's just a little too greedy. I guess he didn't see that he cannot take the bishop afterwards. Instead, the computer gives knight c6. Now this is a move I thought might happen. I was going to play rook to e6 here, so let's do that. and then it says bishop to d2 now. So the same resources before. The other move it gives is knight b4. Knight b4. Yeah, and again, this knight is trying to become pesky. So, I think those are the two defensive ideas that I did not see during the game. Was to reroute the knight to become more of a defensive piece, which kind of makes, that's kind of like the normal plan probably. Not sure what this excursion was all about. And the other idea, what was the other idea? Oh, bishop d2, trade stuff. Okay. So, let's just see if white had any save at this point. It says the best move is h takes g3. Yeah, if this, I was considering taking with the bishop. Yeah, it's the second best move. Bishop c7's better, I guess. Oh, attacking the knight. But I like this. I thought this was good. The pawn is overworked. So when he takes this way, I can either take the bishop or I could take with check first. I'm cheating and looking at the computer. It says the check's better. This also attacks it again. And after queen to g2, wow. I would almost certainly just trade now. If the ending's good enough. Is it though? I'm actually not sure, but yeah, computer gives queen h4. Wow. And then queen f2 defending. So, okay, I would probably have done this, to be honest. Okay, in this position, it says it's just a draw. We both have 4 pawns. We both have a rook and a minor piece. Looks like a very interesting ending, though, doesn't it? I feel like I'm more active, but maybe not for long. And, well, my king's not active, so I take that back. And even though I have 2 connected pass pawns, there's this central pawn. And it could be 2 central pawns in a real hurry. So, yeah, computer says it's a draw, but to me, this is a game of chess. Anything can happen here. Okay, but anyway, just so I can relive my nice calculations. This is what happened in the game. And checkmate. So I hope you enjoyed this game. I have to tell you guys, that I'm feeling really encouraged by my decisions for my studies over the last 2 years. I can't point to any specific results yet, but I will tell you that I feel like something's clicking, and so hopefully we'll see that in results soon. This game certainly gives me good hopes, and my Tuesday tussle game I also won, so maybe something's happening, maybe not. We'll find out. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.